Really got quiet. All of a sudden. All right, good morning. Good morning, hello. At least the rain held out. I feel real good about that. Thanks for showing up. I was hoping not to be as nervous as I am right now. My name's Michael Portillo. I'm Vice President of Restaurant Support here at Portillo's. I've been doing this most of my life. I'll tell you a little bit about that too. My father, Dick Portillo, actually founded this company 60 years ago. So April 5th, 1963 is when he opened what was called the Dog House. But before we get there, I'll tell you a little bit about how he started. All right, so my dad is a Chicago street kid. Okay, he got into his share of trouble. Didn't really have a whole lot of direction, and when he got out of high school, lucky for him, he joined the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps is where he learned a lot about life, people, training, systems, which he applies to everything he does to this day. And he's 84 and busier than ever. Out of the Marine Corps, he said, he married my mom, his high school sweetheart, Sharon, who had 3 boys. I'm the oldest. I have 2 younger brothers. So they're married. He's working. He probably had like 18 jobs in 14 months or something like that. He couldn't seem to hold down a job. He's always a hard worker. It's just working for somebody else. He said, that's not going to work. So he said, I'm going to have to do something else, but what am I going to do? So in Chicago, there's a lot of street foods like hot dogs, Maxwell Polish, there's beef stands, things like that. In the suburbs, there wasn't. So he said, I got an idea. I think that I'll build a hot dog stand in the suburbs because it's so successful in Chicago. He thought it's a no-brainer. So he took their $1,100 that they saved for a house, right? Every married couple, a lot of them, they have a dream of a house with a white picket fence and things like that. And he came home and said, Sharon, I've got this great idea. All right, some of you know how he probably would react if he said he wanted to take that money and build a trailer to sell hot dogs, something he knows absolutely nothing about. So I do like telling this story because she did go home crying to her mother and said, can you believe what Dick wants to do? And tears are running down her face. And she said, Dick wants to take our hard-earned $1,100 and open up a hot dog stand, and tears are flowing even more. And my grandmother, to her credit, told my mom to dry up those tears, go back and support her husband, and she should be thankful that he wants to try and do something with his life and move forward, and she should be supporting him. And as the story goes, she's never complained about, that before. And so that story never gets old, but it's true. And she never left their side because it took both of them. So they built a 6x12 trailer, little trailer. It's on wheels, no running water, no way should have succeeded. Okay, now keep in mind, I said he knows nothing about the hot dog business or food business, which he found out real quick. So with opening day serving, just horrific food, my mom once again said, we're gonna lose everything, right? But my dad has never been a quitter. He's always been, a guy who figures things out, never gives up. So he quickly learned, how to create the right Portillo Chicago-style hot dog. And he only served hot dogs, tamales, fries, and pop, as you would say. Okay, 6x12 trailer. So once he got it right, business started improving. Things started going well, right? And he said, okay, this is good. And he would always keep records, right? His business is on the increase. And what he also learned back then that we actually apply today is the importance of maybe what we'll call Portillo's hospitality, all right? Really getting to know your guest. So he would know people by their name, right? And he'd say, John, good to see you again today. You know, how's Brooke doing? Right? And would really have that connection. And the food was great, but who doesn't like to go somewhere and be recognized, right? And what a great feeling that was. And so the power in that is just pretty much awe-inspiring. And so we're celebrated, like I said, 60 years. And when I come to these events, one of the things I really enjoy is hearing the stories that people tell me. And literally, we have a mock-up of the old doghouse trailer, and it went on tour. The last day of the tour, it stopped at the original location in Villa Park, Illinois, which is 635 and a half North Avenue. The reason why the half exists is because the post office never thought it was going to be around to need it. And 60 years later, it still says 635 and a half. And so I'm talking about the history, and we're really celebrating 60 years. And this car pulls up, and these three ladies get out. And they come up to me and they say, you know, I was at the doghouse on this spot 60 years ago when he opened. And I said, really? And they proceeded to tell me how, you know, they started going back and back. So that reminded me why we get up every day. It reminded me why we do what we do, because those memories, those experiences, and certainly the food and the options that we have are great. So I get lots of stories. Today, I was getting stories, right? I'm getting favorite stories, favorite experiences at Portillo's. And you know, that all started in at that trailer. Right? So those are some of the learns. So as we grew, we continually evolved, like to the building that you see behind me. And you know, he knew that hot dogs alone weren't going to make it. So when he went from one trailer to a little bit larger trailer, not a lot of people know that, went from a 6x12 to a 9x17 trailer, built a building, then added Italian beef to the menu. So we slow cook our roast for like 4 hours, right? We collect all the drippings, we add our Italian spices, and we cut the beef super thin, right? And make a great, you know, gravy for the Italian beef. And so we serve it on fresh baked French bread right now. And we still, you know, cook our own beef and cut, slice, and spice and cook our own sweet peppers at 2 commissaries we have in Illinois. We have quite a great team that provides consistency and giving us that product. So he expanded the menu. Then he added, you know, burgers and salads, fish sandwiches, chicken sandwiches. So now Portillo's was not just a hot dog stand. Now we're very proud that we started in hot dogs, right? I mean, our roots are Chicago-style street foods, but we are so much more than that. Now, I'd like to think that all of what we have is really good, and so it's a variety of menu, and then add on top of that, no two Portillos look alike. We have similar looking ones, but no two, and that was purposeful too. So part of, remember I was talking about the experience and memories, is that he wanted to be very conscious about creating something new and exciting when you come visit the Portillo's. You look on the walls, you look around, right? You're gonna see things that, gosh, I've had people that have saw their own picture on the wall, or their grandparents' picture, right? Because we have real pictures. We have things that came from somewhere. You see, I'm not following any of my notes, so I don't know how that works out. Yeah, okay. I'm surprised you didn't remind me on that. So evolution is something that we do, and you know, it was about restaurant number 7 when he was building, and it was in a busy shopping center, and he's watching, you know, a bunch of cars, families, shopping bags, kids in tow, and he's saying, boy, that's really inconvenient to, you know, go shopping, have the kids, put everything in your car, get seated, get everybody comfortable, kind of drive to Portillo's, get out of your car, come inside. He goes, I got it. Now this is the 7th restaurant. I got it. We need a drive-through. So he calls a contractor over. He said, "Rich, come here." He said, and he went through the whole thing. He said, "See the families over there?" And Rich says, "Yeah." He said, "We need a drive-through." He said, "But Dick, the building's like 2/3 done right now." He goes, "Yeah, I know. That's why we got to get on it right now, right now." So we got into the drive-through business, and I'm so thankful we did, because it was another way you can get Portillo's in a convenient way, right? You didn't have to get out of your car. Then talk about evolution, and remember, when I say he was never happy, he's always very happy. He's never content. Okay, so because he's never content, we're always evolving, we're always getting better, we're never satisfied. So I was the general manager at that time, and it was a busy day, and it was the busiest restaurant that we had. And my dad's there, he's looking, and I'm trying to get the drive-through moving, right? We have a great team. We're really running, the sweat's pouring from our face, right? And we're just getting things done. He goes, "Son," I said, yeah, Dad. He goes, "What do you think if we said," he said, "the ice cream vendors that come through your town, your neighborhood at night?" I said, "Yeah, Dad." He said, "Don't they have like those changers on the side, like you order and then you pay and they have changers?" I said, "Yeah, Dad, I think they do." He said, "All right, good." He goes, What do you think if we send somebody to Radio Shack?" Back then, Radio Shack was a place that you, well, Google it. Hope I didn't offend anybody. And they pick up a couple sets of walkie-talkies. We get those changers that that I was talking about, and we send somebody out there with menus, and we have them talk to the guests, and we take their order, and then they call it in on that walkie-talkie to somebody inside, who rings it up, then calls it out to the person with the changer, collects the cash, right? And I said, "Dad, that's a great idea." I didn't tell him until I was 40 that I thought it was the stupidest idea I've ever heard in my life, and I didn't see. I said, "What's the difference if we stop them, wherever the individual is or at the menu board?" Well, I don't know if you remember, but the only way you could place your order historically was at a menu board, right? And if the line didn't move, you didn't get to that menu board. What we found is we could take orders, collect money 100 yards away from the building. We got it into our kitchen, started making the food in the kitchen the way you want it. By the way, there's 256 different ways to make a hot dog alone, right? And nothing's made ahead. Now the line started moving, right? Faster, the registers started ringing, and we found out that those outside people really helped the overall flow. And you know what? The guests were super happy, right? The line didn't stop. It kept moving, kept rolling. So my dad has a quote that he likes to say. He goes, "Long lines don't impress me. Those long lines that move impress me." And so, fortunately for us, the long lines that move really help us overall. Now, I like our inside dining experience.
10:15.
Oh, geez, I'm only halfway through. All right.
Oh, this is going well.
I'll open it when I need it. All right, so
Michael's used to getting that reaction, by the way. We're good.
yeah. Fast forward. So I think we were the innovators in drive-through outside systems. Like you'll see now that many concepts are doing it. Many concepts are putting people outside. And when we entered COVID, which I think many of us were affected or have people that were affected by it, because it certainly lasted longer than we thought. But we were able to really capitalize on our drive-through system, right? Because the insides were closed, and it allowed us to stay busy, keep our team members employed. We didn't furlough anybody. We didn't lay anybody off. We didn't shut down any restaurants. In fact, we kept opening restaurants. Right? And we're really proud of that because we take care of our Portillo's family. And so, unless somebody wanted to, for personal reasons, they wanted to take a leave or something, we did that. But we also helped with gift cards and and help with insurance benefits and things. But the drive-through really kind of saved us. So we continue to innovate to this day. We continue to give what we call the Portillo's experience. Right? We kind of ignite the senses, right, with unrivaled food and experiences. When you come in, when we're open, you're going to hear music. So you pull into our lot, you hear the music. You come inside, you start smelling the food, right? You start seeing all the action, and it starts getting exciting. So evolution's a good thing. That idea my dad had that I thought was terrible turned out to be one of the best things that happened. And I think so. There's multiple ways to get your Portillo's. Right? Come inside, enjoy the unique decor packages that we have. Enjoy interacting with our team members. Go through our drive-through. Okay. Soon, when the team gets really ready for it and they say, "Yeah, we got this," we'll open up our digital line. You can go to portillos.com, order your food, come in. We have pickup shelves. So we continue to evolve because we want to make sure that our guests are happy and they continue to tell stories. So I could go on and on. I'll be here for a while if anybody wants to hear more things. But we have a phenomenal group. We're pushing 8,000 team members now overall. For not bad for a guy that was probably voted most likely not to succeed in high school. And we're growing like crazy. And people truly are the heart of Portillo's. Oh, just FYI, I also married my high school sweetheart. We've been married 42 years. We have 3 daughters, 5 grandchildren, and 1 on the way. And the reason I brought it up, 2 reasons. One is that, has anybody had the chocolate cake here? Anybody? Wow. Lots of people, Gina. Gina is here. So I know she's going to love I called her out. There she is. Hi, Gina. So my high school sweetheart, Gina's back there. And can you tell them one story? One story. Okay, one more story. He's starting to step closer to me. Can you tell that? So we kind of saw each other when she was 12. I remember when she got on the bus. She moved into our neighborhood like in the wintertime. So she had this long, brown baby hair and this rabbit coat on, and she's she has her books, like this, and I'm on the bus, and all I went was. To this day, I can remember that. So she didn't notice me then, but no. So our first official date was on December 12th, 1976, and we still celebrate that as like our special anniversary. So she's over at my house when we're officially going steady. There's a knock on the door. It was my former girlfriend. I opened the door and she's there and she has a chocolate cake. I love chocolate cake. So I took the chocolate cake. In hindsight, probably shouldn't have done that. And so it was real simple. That after that, I didn't eat the chocolate cake, clearly. But my wife, Gina, had made a far better chocolate cake. And we've had it on the menu for years. We sell millions and millions of slices a year. It's a staple for us. So thank you, honey. Now, so community. It's been great coming here to Clermont, and it's been a phenomenal turnout. I've already met some chamber members, and I've met some, a lot of nice people. And none of this happens without a true effort from all sides. Okay, so Clermont has been phenomenal. We have, I need this note, our landlord, Ryan Stahl. Ryan, are you here? Hey, Ryan. It's our second deal, right? Well, thank you. I definitely want to call. He's from a company called Equinox. And we really appreciate your help in getting this restaurant open. I understand the landscaping's not far behind, right? Throw it in there, sorry. No, but it's been awesome. It's been the second year, and I did want to make sure I gave you a shout out, so Randy gave me the info. So thank you. Now, being part of a community, I know.
Let's go to
Ben, okay. So I was telling you that there's a lot of things I'm proud about Portillo's. Now, my dad lived the American dream. Today at Portillo's, anybody can live the American dream. If you have the will, the desire, the passion. Okay, we have lots of stories of team members that started as a dishwasher, couldn't speak English. They're general managers of a multi-million-dollar restaurant, buying a home they never thought they could afford, going on vacations they never thought they could do, putting kids in their school. We've got lots and lots of stories. I said we've been around 60 years. We've celebrated a 50 year. We celebrate 40 years. We lots of 30s. Too many 20s now to count. We do these celebrations twice a year. Twice a year, because that's how important people are. So Portillo's is not for everybody. You know, some it's going to be a short stay. Some think it's going to be a short stay, and they end up being right. But at the very least, they're building their personal resume, and it helps them in whatever it is that they decide to do. So, for instance, last night I came in incognito, except I had Portillo's on my shirt. I go to drive-through, and I meet for the first time one of our team members by the name of Haley. Now, Haley doesn't know who I am, and that's fine. I was hoping not. And we're talking, and I said, what do you recommend? And she's going on, and she's telling me all about the hot dogs and the Italian beef, and you know, you gotta try this and try that. And I said, okay, wow, this is great. How long you been with us? Well, I've only been here, you know, this. I really want to be a nurse, but this is going to be great, you know, in between that. And she proceeds to, I learned a lot about her and a lot about Portillo's, but I sensed her excitement, her enthusiasm, right? And then she said, you know, I know that she wants to be a nurse. And I said, so my point is that wherever you're going in life, Portillo's is a great ad. Right? It's what you learn at Portillo's about teamwork, about systems, about training. All comes into play, whatever you do. So we have almost 8,000 employees. We have a restaurant support center that handles so much stuff behind the scenes. We have our commissary. We have teams, you know, all around that don't get to work and see all the team members. All our guests. But the people, the boots on the ground, the ones you're going to meet today, are probably the most important. I don't want to say most important. I'm going to say that they are the heart of Portillo's, right? So you're going to get to meet them. So nothing happens unless we have like an NRO new restaurant opening team led by John Isbell over there and Liz Noy. We have a market manager, Chris, who I'm going to bring up later, and Juan's here too from the new restaurant opening team. Chris has his team, Mary, and so on. But they make it happen. We hired over 100 team members. Over 100 team members we hired and trained, and we actually have practice meals. You know, and I told you about Portillo's that I'm proud of what we offer for our team members, and I'm proud of just who we are. But we also like to be part of the community. And so we had, in our practice meals, we had two organizations that we chose to partner up with, and during these practice meals we raise money. And what I'd like to do is well, it's going to be some. It's coming from that way, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we're going to do that. So there's two organizations. One of them is the Education Foundation of Lake County. And if I can, I'd like to call up Casey. Casey, can you talk a little bit about this? Thanks, Casey.
Thank you, Michael. Hi, everyone. I'm Casey Edmondson. I am from the Education Foundation. I serve as our Donor Development Relations Specialist. So what that means is I get to come in the community and meet wonderful folks like Portillo's who want to help support what we're doing. The Education Foundation serves as the only direct support organization for Lake County schools. So everything that we do is designed to give back to our teachers and our students for Lake County Public Schools. So again, thank you all for having me. We're super excited. Gina, I love the chocolate cake. It's amazing. So I love that story. But yeah, we're just really excited to be here and just really appreciative of what Portillo's did to invite us out to this event. And I don't know, am I allowed to say the amount? Or is that for you?
Go ahead, no.
So as part of the soft opening that they had, we are happy to announce that we raised just over $5,000 and Portillo's matched that. So not only did we get to enjoy cake, but our teachers and students are really going to see a huge impact from Portillo's. So thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Casey. Oh, we're going for it? Okay. All right. Awesome. Thank you very much. You can explain it much better than me. It's an awesome organization. So, the Second Harvest Food Bank of Central Florida is the other organization that we chose. And it's a phenomenal organization, but I'd like to call it Veronica.
Hi everybody, my name is Veronica Moja, and I just want to thank you all for being here. At Second Harvest Food Bank of Central Florida, we service 7 counties right here. Unfortunately, 1 in 8 of our neighbors are experiencing hunger. So our main mission is to make sure that food is accessible for anyone that is facing hunger. And by doing that, we partner up with 625 feeding partners. So these are smaller nonprofits such as daycares, women's shelters, homeless shelters, and they make that food accessible. So it's because of incredible partnerships such as Portillo's, community involvement, that we're actually able to transform every dollar that's raised into 4 meals. So being here on that afternoon was so exciting because with the incredible partnership, I know that we're about to get a really nice big check, but that actually kind of helped to provide 40,000 meals right over here in Central Florida. So thank you all so much.
Thank you. That's awesome. And the grand total here, $10,946. Awesome. Thank you. All right, that's that. Thank you very much. Huh? Okay, so now I'd like to actually pull up our team. Let's get this show on the road, because if you heard them back there, they're really getting ready for you. They want to see you. So, like I said, we don't get open if John Isbell doesn't have his team train and get the people ready. And John, you want to come up with your team? Sure. And then, where's Chris? Oh, is that my sign? Chris Berardi, the market manager. You want to kind of come up with Mary? We have some team members. Got Juan. And then how about, we want to bring up the... we're going to bring up the... Okay. We have the mayor here too. The mayor's here? Where? Oh my goodness, this is bad. I'm sorry. Tell you what, I know we're a minute behind, but would you like to say anything?
Well, good morning. First of all, God be the glory. I'd just like to just to say thank you on behalf of the City Council, residents of the city, and the city staff. We thank you. It's been a pleasure working with you, and everybody been looking forward to the opening of these doors. When you opened up a couple weeks ago, everybody came and thanked me for it. So we welcome you to the city, and wish you much success. And listen to your story, I just couldn't help but think by and have to say thank you to your mom for doing what God blessed her to do. Be a helpmate to her husband. You know? So that's why you're here today, and it's a blessing come true. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, thank you, Mayor. All right, let's get the show on the road then.
All right. So we're going to be ready to do this? Not yet.
You're gonna look at me and just say, "Cheese fries." Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Cheese fries. All right. Wait, are we cutting now?
Now we're gonna say welcome to Clermont, and then we're gonna cut it. Right?
And then cut it. Okay.
Yep. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to Clermont.